Okay, we are going to go over how to find and watch your orders through the system so you can watch all that money pour in. So we're going to go to Application and Sales Monitor. So everything that's over here, we're going to take a install order. And we're just going to be in machine order. And you're going to search this by your name. So I'll use my name right now and we'll see where my orders are at, if I've got any. And you can always hit refresh after that, hit refresh. So now I've got some orders in the order queue. So that is before I hit submit to get it through the system. If you have any orders right here, they have not been pushed through the system. And they are sitting there with nothing being done to them because you have not submitted them. These other ones are factory, left factory, machine prep, obviously invoice, and then if there's some issues, there's a batch for problems. So if you see here, factory, this machine is at the factory currently right now and is getting ready to ship. Left factory means it's left the factory. You can see here Textron Systems, for example, is left the factory queue, and it also here, if you see the required ship date, this is the date that is supposed to be in the US port. Right now I know it just landed because today is the 2nd, and it actually is in port right now, being cleared, getting ready to go to the customer. Machine prep, that's if it was going through pre-ship before it's actually shipped out to the customer. This would be like a stock queue, like a stock machine that's going to a customer. This one here shows 11/3 was the actual ship date, which is today. So that's been updated, or yesterday. 11/3, no, sorry, that's a month ago. That's when it went into pre-ship, machine prep, and it hasn't been invoiced yet. This is critical to always be looking at this. Number one, to keep your customers in the loop when they're supposed to get this machine, and if you have any problems with any of your orders where it hasn't been pushed through the system. And you can filter this if you look on the left side where your machine are, and just by clicking, you want to hit that main order there. You can also see how many quotes you've done by using the quote field, machine quote. So you could uncheck this and look at any of the quotes you've done recently. Just thinking about it. So here's a bunch of quotes done, and it's got the dates that they were done and where you need to follow up. So if you're ever looking for quotes that you have done and you're not sure who you need to follow up on, this would be a good opportunity to look at your quote field. But you should always be looking, if you have orders in the system, this will tell you exactly where things are at, so you can keep your customer in the loop, and also when you're going to get commission for selling that machine. Any other questions? Oh yeah. You can always, in your quote field, move them to 3-month follow-up to give yourself a reminder to follow up with those customers. Or if it's cold, you can mark them as cold. One thing that you can do, for example here, I'm going to pull up this order here with Textron, and so you can see where you would look even just on an order of what queue it's in. In the upper right hand corner, there's additional properties and there's batch queue. It tells you exactly which queue it's in without having to look at your sales monitor every time. See that? It tells me it was in this queue. If you look at this one here, this one is still in the order queue. So if you don't hit submit, whoops, you can see it's still in the order queue, which means you have not submitted. It still says request approval, and it's in the order queue. So in order for this thing to get ordered or shipped to the customer, it has to be submitted by the salesman.